Hey dancers, welcome. Today we're going to do just a short little video that's some self-care for the spine. So you can use this video either as a warm-up before your dance practice or a cool down after, or you can just do it daily just to help keep your spine healthy and mobile. So it's just going to be a quick practice, about 10 minutes. All you're going to need is your mat, and let's get started. We're going to start on all fours, so we're going to come into tabletop position here. And then let's just bring the hands up and down a few times just to make sure they're kind of falling right underneath the shoulders. And we'll just give the hips a little wag. Good, just kind of letting that snake its way through the spine. Good, then we'll come back to the center. So my hands are pushing into the floor, so I've got the weight evenly distributed. I'm pushing through the palms, and I'm gonna take a nice deep breath in. And on the exhale, I'm going to push my hands down. I'm going to round my spine up towards the ceiling, tailbone tucked under. Then I'm going to inhale. I'm going to bring my shoulder blades together, and I'm going to bring my head forward and tilt the pelvis back, curving the spine. Good. And exhale, pushing up. So we're just going to move through a few cat-cows here. So just moving at your own pace with your breath. We're going to inhale, come forward, and exhale, pushing up towards the ceiling. Good, then from this one, we're going to push our hips back into a child's pose here. So I'm rounding my spine again like we were. And then I'm just going to let my arms be relaxed here. Nice deep breath. Good. Then let's come back onto all fours. Okay, so we're going to do bring our left arm up and the right leg up. So I'm going to bring both of them up, but I'm making sure to not let my spine go. So before I start, I'm going to think about pulling my belly button in towards my spine. Take a nice deep breath in and out, again pulling the belly button towards the spine. Inhale, I'm going to lift my leg and arm, so opposite leg and opposite arm, keeping that belly button in towards the spine, so not letting the back totally go. And then exhale, we're going to bring it in, bring elbow and knee to touch, curving in the center. Good. Inhale, up and out. Good, so you're going to have a little bit of a curve in your spine when you do come out into an extension there. Because there's a natural lumbar curve, but we're not letting it fall in. So we're keeping strong through the arm and through the abdominals there. Good. And in through center. Good. Finding your balance, toes pointed, palm is facing in towards the midline. And in. Let's do two more here. And in. And last one, out, and in. Good, let's bring that hand and leg back down. We're gonna go on the opposite side. So again, belly button in towards the spine. We're gonna inhale, bring the arm and leg up, palm into center, and exhale, bringing it in, rounding the spine. Inhale, coming up, and exhale in. Good, finding that nice balance. Really feeling this line all the way from your fingertips down to your toes on the opposite side. So really feeling that through the whole line of the body. Good, let's go for two. And last one. Good, and bring it in. And hand and leg back down to the ground. We'll give the hips a little wag again, and let's sit the hips back into a child's pose. Taking a nice deep breath here. Good, and on the inhale, coming back forward. We're gonna come into a plank position here, so you can choose the plank of your choice. You can be up on your hands, you can be on your elbows, fists, with your knees, whichever way works for you. We're gonna hold a 30-second plank. So we're gonna inhale, and we're gonna tuck the toes under and bring the hips up. So again, my whole palm is pushing into the floor. My shoulder blades are wrapping around my rib cage. I'm pushing the floor away from me. Core is engaged, legs are engaged. We're not letting the hips fall. And we're also not letting them come up too high. So we're thinking about a nice straight line through the body. Good, bring the ears back up to the shoulders. And we're breathing. Good, for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees come back to the ground, and let's sit the hips back into a child's pose. Good. Okay, so we're gonna come up to our knees. So I'm just gonna turn to face you so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so we're just gonna sit on our heels here, and let's roll the shoulders back and down a few times. Good. Then I'm gonna take my hands, I'm gonna interlace my fingers, palms turned out, and then I'm gonna round the spine in. Good. And then inhale, I'm gonna let the hands go. I'm gonna clasp them behind my back, and I'm gonna think about lifting the chest, shining it forward, and looking up towards the ceiling. Good, and then let's come back to the front, pushing the palms forward. Good, and then let's bring them back behind us. Nice deep breath, and then thinking about, you wanna make sure that your palms are together. We're opening through the shoulders, looking up towards the ceiling. Good, and then coming back down. I'm gonna inhale, I'm gonna take my left hand up. So again, palm facing in towards the midline. And now we're gonna think about sequencing our spine kind of like we do in our forward rolls, but to the side. So I'm gonna think about my head going first. I'm gonna let my head fall. And then my ribs start to go next. So I'm just sequencing down one vertebrae at a time. My other hand is supporting me on the floor, coming into a nice side stretch here. Good, you can be looking up if you want or down, whatever feels better for your neck is good to me. Good. And then inhale, we're gonna sequence our way back up, one vertebrae at a time. And bring that arm down. Let's bring the right arm up. Again, palm facing in towards the midline. Inhale, we're gonna think about coming down one vertebrae at a time, so starting with the neck and rolling down through the ribs. The other hand is down to support. Good. Nice stretch here. We're not rounding the shoulders yet, so we're making sure to keep nice and open. Good, and inhale, come back up. Good, so we're gonna come back to the other side, palm facing in. We're gonna sequence down one vertebrae at a time. And then once you kind of get to your max point here, we're gonna think about rounding the shoulder down and reaching towards the corner of the room. So you get a nice stretch through the lats and the back here. Couple nice deep breaths here. Good, then we're gonna open the shoulder back up, coming back to our side stretch. And inhale, bringing the body back up. Okay, let's go to the other side. Arm up, palm facing in. And we're gonna let the spine go one vertebrae at a time. Coming down into a nice side stretch. Good, and then from here, now we're gonna rotate the shoulder down and we're reaching towards that corner of the room. Good, one more nice deep breath here. Good, rotating the shoulder back. And then coming up one vertebrae at a time. Excellent. So let's take a nice deep breath in. We're going to think about lengthening the spine. And then exhale, we're going to rotate over to one side. So I've got my hands just on the outside of my knee, the other one on the floor. Good. And inhale, come back to center. And exhale, twist to the other side. So again, let's start with the neck. And then we'll let the rest of the spine follow. Inhale, lift. Exhale, see if you can get a little bit deeper. Good. And inhale, coming back through center. And let's go to the other side. Inhale, lift. And exhale, let's twist open to the other side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, see if you can twist a little bit deeper. Good. And inhale, coming back through center. One more over to the other side. Inhale, lift, and exhale, twisting over. Good. And coming back through center. Good. We'll give it a little shake. So we're going to come back to just sitting. So we're going to bring our hips over to one side, feet out in front, and we're going to come back to lying on our mat. So let's take our hands to the back of our thighs, and we're just going to roll down one vertebrae at a time here. Good. Okay, so now we're going to bring our legs up to tabletop, and then our arms are going to go straight up to the sky. So again, here I'm thinking about engaging my abdominals. I'm pushing my belly button towards my spine there so that my low back is flat on the floor. So we're going to do the same thing kind of that we were on our hands and knees, where we do opposite hand and leg. So I'm going to bring my right hand out and my left leg out, and I'm going to keep my low back onto the floor, and exhale, bring it back through center. Good. Inhale, opposite hand and leg come out, keeping that low spine on the floor, and exhale, back to center. And inhale out, and exhale in. So again, following your breath here. Good, let's do one more each side. Inhale, going out, and exhale, coming back in, and inhale out, and exhale in. Good, give the knees a little squeeze into the chest. I'm going to bring my feet flat onto the floor, and we're going to just do a couple little bridges, shoulder bridges, but we're going to think about more so rolling through the spine. So I'm going to think first about tucking my tailbone under, engaging my lower abs, and I'm going to slowly try and just lift one vertebrae up off the floor at a time. So really nice and slow, and think about peeling your spine up off the floor in sequence. We're going to hold at the top for a second. Make sure that your knees haven't gone out to the side, so our knees are just in line with our hips, and we want to make sure that we're also engaging our adductors, so the inside of our thighs, to keep them from falling open, okay? Good, so on the way back down, I'm going to think the same thing. I'm going to try my hardest to go one vertebrae at a time, rolling all the way back down. Good, you can notice which parts in your spine maybe feel a bit stuck or feel like they want to all collapse on the floor at the same time. Good, so again, we're going to come up, keeping the knees in the center, roll up one vertebrae at a time, lifting up off the floor, coming up to the shoulders. Good, and then rolling back down, one vertebrae at a time. Good, so we're really using our abdominals as well in this bridge to really control that spinal motion. Okay, and again, inhale, lift. Good, and coming back down. Good, and let's do one more. We're going to lift. Good, and here if you want, you can bring your hands or your arms just a little bit under your back. We're going to clasp the hands together. We're going to really push the hips up. And then I'm going to think about kind of tucking my rib cage into my hips. So I'm engaging my abs. Good. And let's roll back down. Good, give the knees a little squeeze. Okay, so now we're going to send the feet straight out on the floor. We're going to bring arms up where we can see them. Inhale, on the exhale, I'm going to roll up one vertebrae at a time, again using my abs, coming all the way up to sitting, lifting the hands up, and exhale, we're going to fall down over the legs. Good, so keep your feet flexed. I have a big bruise on the back of my heel, so I'm going to point this one foot. Good, and inhale, coming up, arms out in front. Exhale, again, we're going to use our core here to roll down one vertebrae at a time. Good, arms come up just past the head a little bit. Good, and inhale, we're going to come up. Lifting tall through the spine and exhale, fold forward. And up. And tucking the belly button in, rolling down one vertebrae at a time. Good, let's do 2 more. Inhale, lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. And exhale, rolling down. Good, 1 more. We're gonna come all the way up. Good, so this time we're just gonna be up sitting tall. I'm gonna bring my hands to the back of my head, and then same thing, just 1 vertebrae at a time. I'm gonna tuck my chin to my chest, and I'm just gonna slowly roll down here into a quick forward fold. Good, and then coming back up to seated. All right, that was our quick little spinal self-care video for the day. If you want a little bit more of a warm-up for before your practice, I would recommend doing like an ab and core and a little bit of legs. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.